Good morning, students.
Good morning, sir.
And today, as you can see, on your screen, we're gonna have some lesson about parts of speech. Did any one of you knows what part of speech is? Before we, start the actual lesson, it's a very simple question. No one? What a shame! What a shame! What a shame! What a shame! But yeah, no worries. That's why I am here, because I'm gonna explain what parts of speech is. But before we get into the actual lesson, I'm gonna check your attendance first. Right. So the first one, Lady Nena. Absent? Yeah, obviously. Obviously, every day, yeah. Right, Ruben.
Yes, sir.
Great, Ruben. Muti.
Yes, sir.
Right. And we have Shanderwin. No?
Yes, sir.
No?
No.
Sir.
Right. Last one, Tatan.
Atan, sir.
Oh, Atan. Sorry, you're a new student, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, great. No worries. It's just a name.
Yes, sir.
Right. Next slide, please. Right. So before we start the actual lesson again, I'm gonna give you an ice breaking. What is ice breaking? Ice breaking is we can say as a warm up before the actual lesson. So the ice breaking would be where I belong. So I want you guys to identify each word in this screen, as what class words. For example, if I say sleep, what kind of word class sleep is? Yeah?
Yeah.
So, starting from the first one, sleep, how can tell me what kind of word class sleep is?
Me, sir.
Yeah? Stand up, Ruben. Let's go.
Yes. Sleep is a verb.
Verb.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Yes, you are correct, Ruben. Well done. Now, the second one, happy. Who can tell me? Oh, Muti. Okay, alright. Stand up, Muti.
Happy is adjective.
Adjective. Are you sure, Muti?
Yeah.
Okay, great, Muti. Well done. Now, the last one, laptop. Who can tell me? Oh, Tatan. Alright, stand up, Tatan.
Atan, sir.
Oh, yeah, Tatan.
Atta.
Eh? What? Laptop
is
is?
a noun, sir.
Laptop is a noun.
Yes, sir.
Is it a noun?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Great, Tatan.
Oh.
Right, next slide, please. As you can probably read, what is part of speech? Well, a part of speech is a term used in traditional grammar for one of the 9 main categories, into which words are classified according to their functions in sentences, such as nouns and verbs, as we have previously mentioned before, and then also known as word classes, as I have mentioned previously also. These are the building blocks of grammar. Next slide, please. Right, there are 9 parts of speech in the English language. The parts of speech tell us how the word functions in the meaning as well as its use in grammar. Understanding them is very, very essential to deliver the right message. Now, we have noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction, articles, determiners. Also, the last one is interjection. Some of these have the same and identical name, but the meaning are different. Next slide, please. Right, the first one is noun. I want Ruben to read the definition of noun, please.
Yes, sir. Noun. A noun is a word for a person, place, thing, or idea. They can take a myriad of roles in a sentence, from the subject of it all to the subject of an action. They are capitalized when they are the official name of something or someone, called proper nouns in the cases.
Great, Ruben. Thank you very much. So the examples of noun would be boy, restaurant, dog, and hope. Now, next slide, please. Right, the second one we have pronoun. A very similar name with noun, but different. A pronoun is a word that takes place of a noun. A pronoun is used to substitute for a specific noun, which is called the antecedent. It's a very complicated word. I'm sure that you don't know what the meaning of antecedent, because I don't know either. The examples of pronoun would be he, she, we, they, our, and me. Right, next slide, please. Now move on to verb. This is the most common one. I want Muti to read the definition of verb, please.
A verb tells what action someone or something is doing. It also expresses state of being verbs change from base of tense, present, and past, and count distinction, singular and plural.
Great. Thank you very much, Muti. So the examples of verb would be we have the action verb such as run, swim, jump, and sing. And then also the state of being of verb. We have am as in I am, and then we have was and are. Next slide, please. Right, now we have adjective. Adjective describes a noun or a pronoun. It usually answers the question of how many, what kind, or which one. Adjectives allow readers and listeners to use their senses to imagine something more clearly. We have the examples of adjective would be happy, strong, less, few, purple, and beautiful. Next slide, please. Right, now we have adverb. I want Atan to read the definition of adverb for us.
An adverb is a word that describes a verb, adjective, or another adverb. It usually answers to the question of when, where, how, why, under what conditions, or to what degree.
Great, Atan, thank you very much. So the examples of adverb would be perfectly, yesterday, here, and completely. But does any one of you have any more example of adverb? Please raise your hand. It's very easy. I mean, is any of you? You can just add the li, and then you have adverb. Can you mention one more adverb before we move on? Maybe Ruben?
How about quickly?
Quickly! That's great. Correct, Ruben. Nice. Well done. Right. Next slide, please. Preposition. A preposition relates a noun or a pronoun to another word in the sentence. It is usually placed before a noun or pronoun to form a phrase modifying another word in the sentence. They come at the start of a prepositional phrase which contains a preposition and its object. Now, the examples of preposition would be by and with, about, until, during, and across. Next slide, please. Right, conjunction. A conjunction joins words, phrases, or clauses. It indicates the relationship between the elements joined. For examples, and, but, or, while, and because. Next slide, please. Right, now we have come to the articles and determiners. I want Ruben to read the definition of this one.
Articles and determiners. Articles and determiners function like adjectives by modifying nouns, but they are different than adjectives in that they are necessary for a sentence to have proper syntax. Articles and determiners specify and identify nouns, and there are identified and definite articles.
Indefinite.
Indefinite and definite articles.
Great, thank you very much, Ruben. The examples of articles and determiners would be articles. We have a, an, the. We can use a with the pair, for example, a boy. Yeah, but if we want to say apple, of course we have to use an, because apple starts with the a, the letter A. You know, a, I, O, A, O, right? And then we have the. Very simple. And then also determiners. The example would be this, that, those, enough, much, few, which, and what. Next slide, please. Right, the last one, we have interjection. An interjection is a word that expresses an emotion or strong feelings. It is often followed by an exclamation point. For examples, we have, oh, wow, oh my, and then, oops. Right, so do you guys understand everything that we have talked and discussed until now?
Yes,
sir.
Yes, absolutely great. Now, since this one is the last example, the last part of speech, now I want you guys to give me an example of a complete sentence that contains some of these 9 parts of speech. and I want you to present the example in front of the class. So I'm gonna give you some times to think and to find the answer, starting from now. Right, thumbs up. Who wants to give an example first? Please stand up and get in front of... Okay, Atan, well done. Great. Stand up, please. Yeah. Tell your friends what is your example.
My example is she is very beautiful. Beautiful is an adjective.
Beautiful is an adjective. Is that all?
I have another sentence. The ball is bouncy. So the ball is a noun and bouncy is an adjective.
Is that all?
Yes.
Great. 2 examples from Atan. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Very well done. Right. Does anyone have any more example? It seems like you guys don't have any example.
No, sir.
Judging from your face, of course. But that's alright. That means that you guys are understand completely our lesson, our material today, which is great. Now, we have come to the end of the class and to the end of our material today. But before we end the meeting, please, next slide. Yeah. I hear some disappointment from your faces and but task for the next week, yes. I have 2 tasks, of course. The first one is individual task. Make example in sentence. The same task as Atan has presented. And then the group task. I want the 3 of you to present each other example after you found each examples for yourself. And then you have to present it in front of the class as well. Right, but the group task would be, in the next 2 weeks maybe. Great? Sounds great, right? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Nice. Next slide, please. Next slide. Oh, that's the end of the slide. Oh, well, I actually forgot the end of the slide. But yeah, that's all right. It means that our class has come to an end. Thank you very much for attending today's class and participating. I am absolutely proud of all of you, especially Muti. Great job. Thank you very much. Have a great day and stay safe.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, now let me go home.